Welcome everyone, Kristen here, bringing you the reading for the collective for the week of May 17th. And this is actually Saturday the 16th, and I'm feeling pulled to post this a little bit early because maybe some people are needing to hear this message a little bit sooner than when I typically get it out on Sundays. So here we go. We have the Queen of Cups, Justice, the Eight of Swords coupled with the World and the Ten of Wands. Okay? So we're going to get into the meanings here. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands supporting us in the subconscious zone of this reading shows us that we are focusing our energy. We're less distracted by our obstacles that are on our pathway almost in repeat cycles. This Three of Wands shows me that there is a harnessing of energy and a strength, a willpower that is learning to project itself in productive ways rather than getting caught up in the heat of the moment of some of the fire and fury of the emotions that can sometimes dissuade us or orient us in directions that are distracted. The Three of Wands in the subconscious, this is at the bottom of the whole deck when I pull these cards, shows us there's directionality and there's a lot of will behind that, supporting that from within. In the past position, we have the Queen of Cups, which shows me that there is high-level emotional processing happening, perhaps purging. Perhaps tidal waves have been coming through your system. And the Queen shows me that you are going through it, that you are processing these in a way that is, you're not losing your strength and power. You may have moments, the waves might be bigger waves than you've ever experienced in your life, yet your capacity to bring it back to your seat, to bring it back to center is developing, and you are coming into emotional maturity with yourself and understanding your own projections and your own reflections. I mean, we're talking about water, we're talking about cups, so it is like kind of that reflective pool of your life, and you're taking responsibility for your reflections and for the emotional quality that resides within you, and how when you shift your inner world, you're engineering your outer world. And that it's very okay, very much okay to go through these emotional waves and, to create a little turbulence in your field, yet coming back to center, bringing it back in, so that you don't lose your strength, you don't lose this keen focus of like the soul path, the soul mission. Is paramount. And in the present moment, we have justice, which shows me that there is some sort of, I see this as kind of a cosmic justice, galactic justice, planetary justice. This is justice on like multiple levels. And justice is bringing us the realm of, basically, I see it as like a big karmic clearing. And this is the ultimate balancing of fairness, of give and take, of rights and wrongs. And when we transcend the laws of right and wrong and the human law, and we move more into galactic and cosmic law, that that rightful thinking, the rightful speaking, the rightful actions are being calibrated, that huge boomerangs of your collective intentions towards goodness are boomeranging back to you, as well as opportunities for those boomerangs of places where maybe you've created karma, or you have these soul contracts, or these old oaths in past lifetimes potentially, that are coming into review in your life right now, where you have the opportunity to balance and neutralize karma. And with this Queen of Cups, this is an emotional process, because these are very deep, powerful relationships with ourselves and with the laws of this world and of life. So there's a lot of confronting of oneself in the reflective pool, yet it's all coming up to the surface to be balanced. This justice is about bringing balance and creating that neutrality, so that the steps, the thinking, the speaking, the acting in the future does not create karma, that it's neutralized the karmic patterning, so that truly, as you step forward, you're creating kind of zero. You're zeroing out. You're behaving in a realm of neutrality, where that boomerang, you're in creation zone. But we're not quite there yet. This is showing us that we're in the process of neutralizing, perhaps karmic imprints and past life experiences. Then in the future, we have the Eight of Swords, we have the World, and we have the Ten of Wands. And so the Eight of Swords shows us that there's a lot mentally going on, where there might be some, as we take responsibility for the world in which we are existing in, it can be maybe mentally overwhelming at times, because maybe there's feelings of anger, guilt, shame, sadness, sorrow, just any of these things that create disturbances in our mind. We might be feeling oh my gosh, how could I have created this situation? And know that is your ego, that's questioning and that's feeling disturbed. It's a process that must be undergone. It's a process of purification that must be moved through. The ego has to purify. It has to go through its pain body almost to purify itself. It's like a fire of purification. But we're talking about swords here, so it is more air and mind. It's not quite the fires. But the mental heat can create a lot of like kind of instability. And so we want to make sure, when we see this card in the future position, that we're taking opportunities to really ground ourselves. And sometimes I even I'll go into my yard, on the side yard here, even when I'm back home in Indiana. I'll go into my backyard and I'll kind of like pound my feet on the ground, almost like kind of like in this like native kind of rhythmic way, to just pump the rhythm of the earth into my feet and into my body. Sometimes when we're feeling this kind of anxiety, it's really important to ground ourselves, to cool ourselves down. It's okay. It's okay to feel this, and just let it move through you quickly, and find access to grounding and anchoring your body, bringing those thought forms into like physical release. And know that there is this like divine justice happening. So this process brings us into the world, which the world is showing us that there's a major completion cycle, that there's this real completion if you go through this, and if you really, release yourself from some of these bonds and these like karmic repeated patterns that are causing mental, physical, emotional suffering. You can really, the world is the completion card. You can really close out a massive time cycle for yourself. And there's a great this is a graduation card. You're graduating, your soul's graduating to another level where you're not having to negotiate so much of the world of polarity and duality, but that you can then step into kind of a higher octave of your relationship with your life, of your relationship with your own mind, the way you think and the way you perceive and the way you project and the way you speak about your perceptions and the way you take actions. This is a graduation of like one level of understanding into the next. And this Ten of Wands is showing us that it is some heavy lifting. He's got all these wands that he's carrying with him, carrying quite a heavy load. And it can feel that way, it can feel like, whoa, that was heavy. Like, why was I carrying so much around with me? It's like having a super heavy backpack on, and that's how karmic energies feel, or that's how like the ego, when it's holding on for dear life for its old identities. And some of these oaths that we've taken in past lives are like oaths and vows. These are maybe vows of poverty, vows of celibacy, vows of, or on the other end of celibacy, like sex magic, relationships with, there's just been so many codes of honor. If you were in a knighthood, you pledged allegiance to countries and to states and to, emperors, kingdoms, queendoms, that, that when we take oaths and we marry our soul to that oath, that's imprinted, right? And so this clearing is really processing and the opportunity to really, cut the cords, clear those contracts, like close those books, in a very conscious, intentional, specific way, and communicate with yourself on that level. When you're having interference, or if you're having experiences in your life that are, bringing up some of these huge emotional depths, allow the spirit of justice to come through and really help you process the completion work let it be deep, let it be, and allow for that internal dialogue, that inner conversation to be not in the lower vibration of anxiety that like the ego's in conflict for, what's been done by you to you, that victim and rescuer and perpetrator energy is in the realm of ego, that there is a completion to that cycle of duality, and you're given a great opportunity. I want to see what's beyond this Ten of Wands. In the future card, what can lighten our load from that heavy lifting of the Ten of Wands? And we got the Knight of Swords that came out. So that's a nice energy. The swords can really be like quick moving and swift, and can help clear the energetic pathway. The swords are very airy. When I see swords, I think of Archangel Michael. So even calling on the heavenly realms, bring in Archangel Michael with his sword of light, bringing in that sapphire blue, that beautiful crystal sapphire blue color, and ask Archangel Michael to clear, clean, cleanse the pathways around your mind, your heart, your soul, and to release any cords attached to you that are connected to these past timelines or current timelines, however you perceive the timelines. And okay, I just wanted to draw one more card from this. And the sun is with you. The sun is very much supporting us and balancing the masculine, feminine energies right now, balancing the duality, bringing us into zero. There's a lot of light codes coming through the sun right now. So really spend time, if you can, sunrise, sunset, really be with the sun and receive the light. Even if it's a cloudy day, the neutrinos coming through those clouds, the neutrinos still reach us on Earth through the sun, even on cloudy days. So the sun is with us, and it's all of this is coming up because our planet, our sun, our solar system, our galaxy is, the positionings are changing. We are moving into another time zone on the big wheel of time is, we're definitely entering a new space in the cosmic framework. So we're bound to go through, a lot of processing and changes here on the human dimension. So be with the process and work with the sun, work with the earth, keep working with the elements, and embrace yourself into more totality. Okay, I hope this message lands well for you. If you want a personal reading, please reach out to me. I'm here to support you in deeper understanding of your present moment. And I'm offering the Online Chakra Course beginning on Friday, June 5th. Will be the opening ceremony. So if you have questions about that, contact me. And so much love to all of you. Wishing you well and wishing you a wonderful, wonderful week ahead.